Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And as you can see, the water temperature is 14.6 degrees. It started out sunny this morning, but I think it's becoming cloudy. And it's a vacuuming day. As you can see, there's some poop at the bottom of the pond there. So guys, this is the next 9-day forecast. Um, these are the predicted lows, and these are the predicted highs. So I just recorded this today, that 9 days from now there'll be 30% chance of rain, a high of 16 and a low of 9. So as you can see, the weather temperature is consistently getting higher. Last year, I don't have this data, so for next year, I'll have something to compare this data to. And if you're wondering what this column is, these are what they predicted the sky would be. For example, C would be for cloudy, O for overcast, 50 means 50% chance of rain, and 40S means 9 days from before that, they predicted that there'll be 40% chance of snow. So hopefully we don't get any more snow. I don't think so, with these kinds of highs going on. The only thing they are good at when predicting the skies is when they predict that the weather would be sunny. Only because I think they look at the satellite, and when there's an opening in the sky that's really wide, then they can predict that it's sunny. That it's going to be sunny 9 days from now. So you can be almost guaranteed that if they predict sunny, it will be sunny. Other than that, the sky can go in any direction. For example, here they predicted it's going to be cloudy. Well, it turned out to be sunny. And here, for example, they predicted it's going to be overcast. It's cloudy. Yeah. And in terms of temperature, last year, the last 2 weeks of March, we had up to plus 22 degrees of temperature high. The highest they ever predicted is plus 10. So here they predicted highs of they're predicting highs of up to 16, but hopefully we'll see highs of up to plus 22 by the end of this 2-week block in April. If you're wondering what these are little tabs that I make. I make these when I do something to the pond, a change that can affect possibly their health or the water parameters. For example, when I change food from, for example, all growth to a mix of multi and growth, I put a tab in if I ever change the amount of water I'm changing. If I put less shade in the pond, when I open the pond, I make these little tabs. I try not to make too many changes to the pond, but sometimes you have to. So recently, I've stopped feeding them in the afternoon. I only feed them in the morning. And also just recently, what I've added is scraps of foods and scraps of fruits and vegetables into their treats. So we'll do that now. So what I've noticed recently is that I have these scraps of fruits and vegetables in my compost box here that I can use as koi food. So we'll look around here and see what we can find. Okay, instead of wasting them, you know, we can save money on koi food and feed these to the koi instead. So what we have here, let's see, some parsley, avocados. See, there's still some meat in there. Let's see what else we can find. I think that's grape. Piece of an apple core. Maybe, I don't know if this is broccoli or what. I think it is broccoli. So we'll keep that. Some days there are more. But when I do find vegetables in here, it'll remind me to feed the koi some fruits and vegetables that way. I think it's good for them because it's a good source of probiotic. You know, the koi's gut is filters. And if they have a good amount of varied bacteria in their gut, it'll help filter out, you know, viruses and bacteria. We'll see how it goes. Koi don't really have varied diet, especially if your pond doesn't have any plants that they can munch on. Like my pond doesn't have too many plants, especially in the winter time. Look at that. Just a little piece of apple, that's all we need. And most koi are fed just pellets, and their diet there's not much in their diet except, you know, these pellets, and I call them like processed food. I think they need more natural food, or what you call whole foods. Whole foods are those foods that doesn't come in the box. If it comes in the box and you can read the ingredients, then they are processed foods. And as you know, koi are omnivores. They can eat plants and animals. So whenever I remember, I would go through the compost bin and see what I can find and mix it with their regular food, which is one of the regular foods they have is a mix of rice and some shrimps. Mix it up in there. And we'll go feed these to the koi. But first, before we feed the koi, I'm gonna vacuum the pond. Just to make sure, because if I feed them first and there's some food left over, I don't want to be vacuuming the food instead. I remember in terms of like feeding whole foods to koi, I remember when I was just a little kid, I used to go home to my grandparents in a small little village, and we used to collect feed scraps, that's other people's compost, and collect them in a pail and feed them to our pigs. And so we get free food from our neighbors in order to feed our pigs. And in fact, even before I started the pond, I had this idea of making a pond not for koi, but for tilapia. So I can raise tilapia, feed them our scraps, and eat tilapia because I love tilapia. But of course, I had to get koi. I don't know why. You know, they have personalities. You notice they have personalities, and they are not human food. They are pets. So now it's a hobby. It's a koi hobby instead of like fish farming. So hang on. In fact, there's this channel I just watched today. His channel is called Babbling in My Backyard, and the host is Jeremiah, and he just ordered tilapia, this baby ones that he's gonna raise in order for him to eat. And I think he's got an aquaponics system. He also keeps koi. So if you wanna head on over there and watch his journey into growing tilapia, that'd be great. This is one of my dreams, is to raise fish for food. But of course, you know, tilapia, I think they only eat pelleted food. They don't eat natural food. So I think it's more for a hobby instead of like actually gaining saving food, saving money by growing food. So anyway, it's gonna get louder here now because when I open the pond up, you can hear the waterfall. So excuse me if I feel like I'm shouting, but I noticed when I film around this area, my voice becomes unhearable. So here they are. They're doing well. And Carla here, she's developed these viral skin infections. She gets that almost every year. And sometimes if the summer doesn't get hot enough, it doesn't go away. But so hopefully with this feeding them more fruits and vegetables even during the winter time, it might improve their condition. I know Kobe here used to get viral infections in the winter, but this winter not much, or actually I didn't notice any. It could be because I've increased their food intake more than other winters. So that's what I'll continue to do. So guys, this is one day full of crap. If you can see all the finds there, that's from the two skimmers and the bottom. And if I go 2 or 3 days without vacuuming, it'll be much darker than this. So I'm gonna go ahead and you know, it's that time of the year that the plants can do with some fertilizing. So I'm gonna water the some of the plants. And as you can see, it's not very spring-like here in southern Ontario. And here's the state of my bonsai trees. They're still tucked away in this corner here, and there's this stupid rabbit that's been living underneath here that's been eating the trunk of my trees over the winter. Jeez, I hope they're still alive. So I learned over the years that you don't have to have your pond so clean, because even if there's some food left over in the pond, whether that be leaves, undigested food, etc., that the filters in the pond, which is the bacteria, need some diversity. And in order to get that diversity in the bacteria that lives in the filters, not only in the filter but all over the surrounding of the pond, you need to have varied kinds of food. And in nature, that would include, you know, natural leaves and bugs and grass and whatever the wind throws in the pond. So it's natural for them to be for the water to be kind of dirty. Again, there has to be a balance, but I've had a pond that's way too clean, and the koi is not very healthy. So I'm going to be a bit lax and, you know, not worry about cleanliness too much. So if there's some food left over, I just leave it to get digested naturally and be eaten by the filters. the algae around the pond hasn't come around yet. Probably the next month. As you can see, the my pond walls are still pretty bare. Anyways, I'll enjoy this day by the pond, watching the koi for a little bit with my cuppa from Twisted Mug. Haha. Coffee tastes much better with a cup from Twisted Koi. When I got this, I washed very carefully, because I heard it's fluke season down there in the UK. So I hope it won't be so bad of a season. Anyways, until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everybody.